Hello guys. Urban heat island, a recent study conducted by NIT Trichy, it refers to warmer rural areas, warmer cities, light pollution or excessive rainfall. So it refers to warmer cities. In cities, lots of concretes are used in building materials, in roads, pavements and other denser resources. It leads to entrapment of heat and this heat is more prominent during the night compared to the rural areas. Means this heat is released in night compared to days because in days heat is absorbed, in night heat is released. It increases electricity consumption because heat is more present in cities and it leads to increased consumption of air conditioner, refrigeration and various other equipments. It also leads to carbon dioxide emission, sulfur dioxide emissions in urban environment. In United Trichy's study in Hyderabad, it was noted that some areas were warmer by 2.6 degrees centigrade by compared to the rural areas. So what is urban heat island, UHI? So I have made this drawing and let's understand quickly. This is the building area, this is the urban area. When sun rays falls upon it, lots of heat are absorbed in those buildings and heat is entrapped in those concretes during the day. They don't reflect back easily. Reflection is very poor in concretes. Lots of roads are also there to also absorb heat. And now this is rural area or vegetation filled areas. Here trees are there. They cast shadow. So earth is less warmer. Additionally, these grasses and these vegetations reflect back most of the heat back to the environment and these are the cooler areas. Trees are cooler compared to the urban areas. So what is the problem with this? The problem is this, that this heat is released during the night times and leads to higher night temperature and increased energy consumption. It increases air pollutions as warmer temperature leads to formation of certain kinds of pollutants. It also can lead to heat related illnesses and older people, increased production of smog and other pollutants due to increased temperature. So once again, urban heat island is basically a phenomenon where urban areas experiences higher nighttime temperature compared to rural areas, which state recently announced plan to construct 15 megawatt floating solar power plant. Arunachal Pradesh, Ladakh, Chhattisgarh or Uttar Pradesh. It is the first time this state is announcing a floating solar power plant which is of 15 megawatt of capacity. So it is in Chhattisgarh. Chhattisgarh is the first. In a first time, Chhattisgarh is going to get its own floating solar power plant. So floating solar power plants are those when solar power plant is mounted on water bodies such as river, canal and lake. And this is done to increase space utilization, keep the panels cool as waters are cooler. And it increases the efficiency of installation because we don't need large hectares of the lands. We can simply mount on river or canal. Bhilai Steel Plant, which is owned by Steel Authority of India Limited, has installed a 15 megawatt floating solar power plant and in its Naroda reservoir. You don't have to remember the name, just have idea that which firm recently received approval for sending astronauts to International Space Station, SpaceX, Boeing, Blue Origin or Virgin Galactic. So it is Boeing. Earlier, SpaceX was taking to astronauts to International Space Station and this time Boeing has been given charge to do this. Boeing's Starliner will be used to astronauts to International Space Station. It features reusable crew capsule and Atlas V rocket. This reusable crew capsule is built by Boeing and Starliner is also known as CST-100. Sunitha Williams and Butch Wilmore will be taking part in this flight and it is Sunitha Williams' third flight. First time she flew in 2006 in Space Shuttle Discovery. This is the first launch by Starliner of Boeing's company. Earlier Space Dragon capsule was used to send for ISS flights. Who has inducted Hermes 900 drones for enhancing surveillance capabilities. So here are two options correct: Indian Coast Guard, Indian Air Force, Indian Army and Indian Navy. So it is Indian Army and Indian Navy. It is also known as Drishti 10 drone and it is made in India and manufactured by Adani Defense. It is around 70% indigenous and it is based on Elbit Hermes 900 UAV by Israel. So Israel operates this kind of drone named as Hermes 900 and India will be making its own Drishti 10 where 70%, more than 70% product will be indigenous and Adani Defense will manufacture it. It can be used for unmatched surveillance capability along the border areas and Indian Army will be deploying it on the western front to keep an eye on western front of the border in Gujarat, Rajasthan and those areas. So this is a very important question, please know this. Durga 2 means directionally unrestricted ray gun array is a laser weapon that is being developed by DRDO and it can be used against ballistic missiles and cruise missiles, acting as a mini missile defense system. So Durga 2 is a laser weapon When you apply this laser weapon, it can damage incoming ballistic missiles, incoming cruise missiles very easily. And only few elite countries are working on the laser equipments, and India is one of them. India has made very large progress in this area. US, China, Japan, these countries are already working on. Who is the Everest man climbed Mount Everest for 29th time in the row? So it is Nepali mountaineer Kami Rita Sherpa, and he has climbed Mount Everest for 29th time. He has broken his own record. Kami Rita Sherpa began climbing Everest since 1994, and he has been doing so almost every year since then. It earned him nicknamed Everest Man. So Kami Rita Sherpa is the Everest man who has climbed Mount Everest once again for 29th time. So let's have basic understandings about Mount Everest. Mount Everest is the highest peak on earth with an elevation of 8848 meters, and first time in May 29, 1953, Sir Edmund Hillary of New Zealand and Tenzing Norway, a Sherpa from Nepal, climbed Everest for the first time. It is located near Himalayas and lies in Nepal and Tibet. So Mount Everest does not lie in India, it lies in Tibet and Nepal. In Nepal, it is called Sagarmatha, which means goddess of the sky, and Tibet it is called Chomo Lungma, means mother goddess of the universe. Mount Everest, it is still rising about 4 mm per year. First Indian woman to reach Mount Everest is Bachadri Pal, and Indian man named Avtar Singh Chima. So keep this point in mind because this is very important. World Migration Report 2024 has been released by IMF, World Bank, UN or ADB. So it is released by UN or United Nations. United Nations own arm known as International Organization Management, which is also called IOM, has released the World Migration Report. It talks about general predictions, general issues, and it has mentioned that climate change will lead to increased migration in next 50 years or up to 2050. Various trends and talks are there to discuss about it, and we don't have to go deeper into those areas, just have understanding that UN releases World Migration Report. Who has become the largest trading partner of India? US, UAE, China or United Kingdom? You have to answer this question. So China has become the largest trading partner of India. Just a brief moment, or you can say this just by narrow margin. India's bilateral trade with China estimated recently at 118.4 billion compared to the US at 118.3 billion. Just a minor difference, but it matters. While India's exports to China decreased slightly by 0.6% over the 5 years, while imports surged by 44.7%, which is very high. So these are the India's trading partners. China stands at this position first, US second. UAE is our third largest trading partner, followed by the Russia and Saudi Arabia. As we have learned earlier that United Arab Emirates has launched the gaming visa, and this visa is to provide employment to those from creative arts or creative category, and it will also make Dubai a global gaming hub. UAE's capital is Abu Dhabi and largest city is Dubai. United Nations has declared which date as World Football Day. So these are the dates given, and UN has declared 25th May as World Football Day. During the vote at United Nations General Assembly, it declared that May 25th will be World Football Day, and this was to celebrate 100th anniversary of the first football played during the 1924 of Paris Olympics. Who has been appointed as first female Director General of Police of Meghalaya? So these are the names given, you have to tell this. So it is Idashina Nongrang. She has been appointed as first female ever Director General of Police of State of Meghalaya. Capital of Meghalaya is Shillong, and Nokrek National Park and Bala Pakram National Park is situated here. Meghalaya is known for Khasi and Garo tribes. Which country has recently partnered with India for research on sharks and rays? Qatar, Philippines, Japan or Oman? So it is Oman. Oman has partnered with India for study on sharks and rays. Sharks are, fish, very violent kind of fish, attacks humans. I will be telling about rays in next slide. Study will be carried out in Arabian Sea, and CSIR, which is Council for Scientific and Industrial Research from India, and Oman counterpart will take part in this research. Capital of Oman is Muscat and currency is called Riyal. As you know, sharks look like fish, but rays look something different. So let me show you. Rays look like this. They have large fin, and compared to the fishes, they are shorter in length, and if you look from bottom, they will look something like triangular in shape. So these are the long fin-shaped species in water is called rays. Which state has launched Perul Lao Paise Pao campaign? Assam, Bihar, Uttarakhand or Chhattisgarh? So it is Uttarakhand. Let me tell you what is Perul Lao Paise Pao. Perul Lao means Perul means pine leaves and Lao means bring. Paise Pao means get money. Bring pine leaves and get money. It is an initiative to contain forest fire. Perul means pine leaves. It means bring pine leaves and take money. The price will be given to 50 rupees per kg to people who bring dried pine leaves from the forest at collection centers. So why this is done? As we know, Uttarakhand has seen the large amount of forest fire, and these dried leaves often excavate these fires. To prevent these fires spreading all over the areas, government has brought the Perul Lao Paise Pao, or bring pine leaves and take money. So people or young people often collect those leaves, dried leaves in kilos and bring to collection centers and get money. So in this way, forest fire can be prevented from spreading in those areas. So let's have a quick look of the awards given in the last week of May and some in April. Very important. Let's have a quick look because revising is very important here. Goldman Environmental Prize was given to Alok Shukla, which is also known as Green Nobel. News Anchor Award was given to AI Anchor Sana, and Green Oscar was given to Dr. Purnima Devi Burman. So please don't confuse. Green Nobel is for Alok Shukla, Green Oscar is for Dr. Purnima Devi Burman. Wealthiest city according to Hurun Rich List is New York City, while Mumbai ranks at 24th position, and it makes the India's largest or wealthiest city. Oxford Bookstores Design and Visual Award Arts goes to Bhavi Mehta. Abel Prize, which is basically given in mathematics, was given to Michael Talagrand. And Aviation Week Laureates Award was given to ISRO for its Chandrayaan 3 successful mission. Outstanding contribution for corporate social responsibility was given to Dr. Beena Modi for her CSR initiatives, and Lata Dinanath Mangeshkar Award was given to Randeep Hooda as well as Amitabh Bachchan. World Press Freedom of the Year Award was given to Mohammad Salem for his photography of suffering of women and child in Gaza. And Skytrax has given the ranking, and the best airport was given to Hamad International Airport in Doha. Doha is in Qatar. World Economic Forum Young Global Leader Award was given to Advaita Nair. Advaita Nair is the Chief Executive Officer of NICA. And Outstanding CSIR was given to Satluj Jal Vidyut Nigam Limited. So it is a company or PSU, while this is award given to person's contribution, and it was given to Dr. Beena Modi. Scotch ESG Award was given to Rural Electrification Corporation. And so these were some quick recaps. Please go through it multiple times. India has recently provided budget support of 50 million USD to which country? Sri Lanka, Tanzania, Bhutan or Maldives? So it is Maldives. India has provided budget support of 50 million USD. Capital of Maldives is Malé, and India supplies measles, COVID-19 vaccines to Maldives during the need in 2020. India has been a strategic partner of Maldives. We have lots of positive relations over the year until this year. Maldives has been key partner of India, and currency of Maldives is Maldivian Rupiah. Who has been elected as chairman of IFCO? Ramesh Shukla, Dinesh Mohan Joshi, Dilip Sanghani or Arun Kumar? So it is Dilip Sanghani. Dilip Sanghani is the chairman of IFCO. IFCO stands as Indian Farmer Fertilizers Corporation Limited. It was established in 1967 to provide high quality, affordable fertilizer at cheaper prices to farmers, and it is being cooperative society. It is wholly owned by farmers itself. Means any farmer who buys shares of IFCO becomes its member. IFCO is very big now. It has lots of research and development facilities. It has manufacturing plants. It offers soil testing, crop advisory. It sells seeds, pesticides, phosphates and potash and various other agricultural support. So once again, IFCO chairman is Dilip Sanghani, and IFCO stands as Indian Farmers Fertilizers Cooperative Limited. Recently, a geomagnetic storm occurred on a scale of 1 to 5. What scale of geomagnetic storm was it? G3, G2, G4, G5. As we know, recent storm was there and we have noticed. So it was on G5 scale. We will be discussing on these scales Geomagnetic storms are disturbances in Earth's magnetosphere caused by the changes in solar wind. Suppose this is Sun and this is Earth. Lots of the rays from Sun reaches to Earth. This is Earth's magnetosphere, and when solar winds reach here, they disturb the magnetosphere of the Earth and causes lots of the effect on this, such as disrupting the radio signals, disrupting the satellite communications, and they often appears as night lights, are also called northern lights or southern lights. So let's study about it. Charged particles interact with Earth's magnetic field and they cause disturbances in the magnetosphere leading to geomagnetic storms. So now you know the reason behind geomagnetic storms. Auroras may be visible at many places other than north and south poles. Means in regular these are shown at north and south poles, but during those geomagnetic storms we can see them at other places. In North Pole it is called Aurora Borealis or Northern Lights. In South Pole it is called Aurora Australis or Southern Lights. So this is the list. G1, G2, G3 and G4 and G5. Just have idea about it. You don't need to go very deep into it. G1 is minor, G2 is moderate, G3 is severe and G4 is strong and G5 is very extreme. So we had G5 level of geomagnetic storms. In outer space, International Space Station, various satellites, various communication satellites, these are orbiting around the Earth, and such kinds of geomagnetic storms can cause damage to their solar panels, damage to their equipments, and it can be very lethal. It occurs for extended period of times. So these were today's current affairs. If you have any doubt or any feedback, please let me in comment section. I will answer your doubts and I will take your feedback and implement it. Keep learning every day. Do not leave current affairs for future. Do not leave current affairs for just a week before preparation. Current affairs require daily studying, and apart from these learnings, from here you can attend MCQs, you can attend test series, so that you can increase your recalling capacity apart from memorizing capacity. So when memorizing and recalling both come together, you will score higher marks in these current affairs. Do your best and have faith in your abilities, have faith in your studies, and more importantly, have faith in higher power. So far, if you have enjoyed this session, please like this video and subscribe to this channel so that you can get timely videos. And so these were today's current affairs. Thank you for joining me. Have a great day.